info. 2 for Under Oath. Good luck. Caller 10. These are yours. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
The Alan Cox Show reminds you, don't text and drive unless that text is, "Hey, Mom, who was the drummer for Supertramp?" That can't wait.
100.7 WMMS.
Suckers walk, money talks, but it can't touch my 3-lock box.
I got more money here for you in about 10 minutes. Sammy Hagar is going to be 77 years old this year. Still looks pretty good, I got to say. Putting your toes in the sand, cashing out big time on your tequila brand, that's the way to do it. He got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And boy, did they bring out the A-listers for Sammy Hagar's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Guy Fieri, John Mayer came out to extol Sammy's virtues. I mean, back in the day, Guy Fieri and Sammy Hagar could have had a lookalike contest, but Guy Fieri introduced him.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the stage our newest Walk of Famer, the one and only, the Red Rocker, Sammy Hagar.
I think they own the tequila brand or something. Sammy sold his first tequila brand.
They have a new
one, yeah. How does that work? I mean, I understand that, liquor brands are kind of the new flex for celebrities now. You got to have a liquor brand. The Rock and Ryan Reynolds and, George Clooney and Randy Gerber sold Casamigos for like $3 billion to Diageo some years ago. But you hear about some of these guys, they'll build up a brand and then they'll sell it off. And then they'll just start it over again.
Yep.
It's pretty wild. Sammy is going to go back out. They do that Best of All Worlds tour where he goes out with Michael Anthony and Joe Satriani and Jason Bonham, and they just play all of their music from their respective bands. They'll play Joe Satriani music. They'll play Van Halen songs because you got 50% of Van Halen there. They'll do Zeppelin because Jason Bonham's on the drums. It's a pretty good time. Sammy got emotional about his modest upbringing. He's got 4 kids. They were all there. And he was all pleased that his kids never got into any trouble. How about that?
I'm most proud of being from Fontana, California. Started out with nothing. We never owned a home. We barely owned a car. Alcoholic father. My mother raised 4 kids without an education. When I was young, that used to embarrass me. But now, I'm so proud of that. To be here with that star and come from nothing, that makes me proud.
Don't you buy your star? Or you have to have, we've talked about this before.
Yeah, like someone's got sponsored or something.
Sponsor you. That's why I wonder why it takes some of these people so long to get a star. I mean, Sammy Hagar's been around for 40 plus years. I wonder what takes so long. And then on the other hand, you have people that seem to get them pretty quickly. Like Ryan Seacrest got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame a while ago.
Is there like a committee or something?
There is, but if it's just a matter of having a person sponsor you and then paying the $130,000 or whatever it is, that goes, I think, to the city of Hollywood.
I think it's only $150.
Could you imagine that? $150. We could just all get one. There could be a Mary Santora, Bill Squire, and Alan Cox stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
That'd be awesome.
Would you pay $150 for that?
Yeah.
Would you pay $1,200 for that? What's the maximum you would pay to get a star on the Hollywood? Because if you look at the stars, if you've been out there and walked that, obviously there's really old Hollywood stars that people don't remember, but they have little icons on their star for what they're associated with. So they have like an old-timey projector for movie stars. A lot of the people who came from radio a long time ago, they have a little radio there. They have a little, what looks like a vinyl album symbol for people who are recording artists. I don't know if there's a little microphone. I think the record, the radio, and the camera kind of cover the swath of celebrities. How much would you pay for the Mary Santora star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame?
I kind of want to earn it. I don't know if I'd pay for one. Is there a denotation?
Well, you have to pay
between,
for it.
Yeah, you got to pay for it.
Is there a difference between the ones that are paid for and the ones that are earned?
No, they're all paid for.
Oh, you're saying how much would I pay? I thought you were saying like for me to get one today.
Yeah.
Not having a career like
Yeah.
of note.
Because who cares? That's what I'm saying. There are people, Sammy Hagar's had a 40-plus year career, but somebody still had to. So the sponsorship fee is $75,000.
So not $150.
Not 100.
No.
That's wrong.
They say that is used to pay for the creation and installation of the star, which I guarantee costs $500, as well as the maintenance of the Walk of Fame. And if you've ever been on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, that is not money being spent on maintenance.
No.
People were like pooping on Donald Trump's star. You know, if you've, not just his, there's a lot of people on Hollywood Boulevard that are just sitting there. You think downtown Cleveland's wild. There's just people pissing on these things. So I don't know where all that money towards maintenance is going. Paying people minimum wage to walk up and down with a little, broom and a dustpan. And then they, power wash it once a month? There is also a $250 application fee every 2 years.
You have to pay it every 2 years?
That's what this says.
Did Trump get a star for being the greatest president of all time? Is that what it's for?
Sure
And
did.
being
Just a
on
little
Celebrity
White
I
Apprentice.
think that's what it says.
Nice.
Yeah. 10 surprises in the Hollywood Walk of Fame rule book. Somebody listed these. Anyone can nominate a star, but a lot is required. You got to have the nominee's qualifications. Again, I don't understand this
Well,
because
what are
they're
the qualifications?
The application is effective. The application is effective for 2 years, so the application fee is $250. If after 2 years the nominee is still not selected, they can file a new application.
So you still got to get selected.
You got to get
This
selected.
says professional achievement, longevity in a category of 5 years or more, contributions to the community, and guarantee that the celebrity will attend the dedication ceremony if selected. How do you say this word? Posthumous?
Posthumously, if they're dead.
Posthumous awards require a 5-year waiting period.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
But
So
that's it.
So you know how like in the Rock Hall you have to have your first single had to drop a quarter century ago to be eligible? Hollywood Walk of Fame, 5 years.
Longevity in the category.
So Ryan
5 years or
Seacrest
more.
went in because Seacrest does radio in L.A., on television in L.A. He's right there. He's probably doing shows from the friggin' Walk of Fame. So, but Sammy Hagar just gets, it's called the Springsteen Clause. You have to show up to your unveiling. Many, many years ago, Bruce Springsteen was nominated by a fan and was selected. We didn't have the rule at the time, and Mr. Springsteen declined. And so they created the policy that you have to sign off on it, and they will attend if selected. Because obviously they don't want to do, if you've ever seen one of those big unveiling ceremonies, there's a red carpet, and there's stanchions, and there's a velvet rope, and there's all these people. A bunch of looky-loos come by, and then they have celebrities get up there, and, you know, it's like a high school convocation. But you want the person who gets the star to be there. So, yeah, they used to be, last year they were $55,000. Now it's $75,000, jumped up $20,000. And, yeah. All it takes is 5 years, Mary. You've been doing comedy for a decade.
12 years.
12 years. A dozen years.
So somebody nominate me. I'd
One
pay
for each
$5,000.
apostle. Huh?
I'd pay $5,000.
$5,000.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we just need 70 more, and we're off to the races.
There's people out there with that money that love me, I think.
Hmm.
One or two. Maybe not. I'd have my rent paid by now, if that were the case.
You didn't pay your rent this month?
No, I'm saying I would have someone to pay my rent for me.
Oh.
But yes, I did pay my rent.
I got $1,000. That could go toward rent or, who knows, Christmas presents. It's already May. $1,000 from the Buzzard Bookie. Listen closely and good luck.
Your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Bank. That's bank. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
Alan Jim Gaffigan was on Seth Meyers last night showing off his line of whiskey. I assume Irish whiskey. Alan, I'll carve penises in the sidewall with your names in Cleveland for free.
Hey.
All right, just let us know where.
Yeah. I mean, we could do that, but thank
But
you.
it's in our honor.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't play you John Mayer.
Yeah.
Talking about Sammy Hagar.
Just look at the titles of some of the songs he wrote with Van Halen. Love Walks In, When It's Love, Can't Stop Loving You. Even when he sings about pound cake, a thinly veiled reference to carnal desire, he sings, I still love my baby's pound cake. You're killing me.
Why
Even
does
when
that
he's
make me
being
think of
a horn
something?
dog, he's still monogamous.
Well, sounds like John Mayer's stand-up career is going pretty well.
Killing it.
What did you say?
That word pound cake, for some reason, makes me think of something. I can't remember what, but it like...
Dessert.
Yeah, the Van
Something
Halen
else.
song, right? We were just talking about that.
All right.
Yeah.
I guess and I know Van Halen. I feel like it's not Van Halen.
No, it was.
Was there something else like that we used to do on the show where we'd mention pound cake a lot?
No, I would play the song. It's a
From
good
time
song.
to time, yeah.
Yeah.
MMS.
Yeah, it doesn't get played often, but it was on that expletive title Van Halen album. For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. Get it? And Eddie was playing the guitar with a drill. I'm sorry, what?
Hey, don't talk about sex.
Oh, now I'm picturing Mary and penises
Yeah, but
carved into the wall.
aren't we all?
Yeah, God. God, I just love that Alex Van Halen drum sound. He just had these giant drums. Sounds like he's playing a 22-inch snare, boy. He's got a book coming out. Alex Van Halen, a famously quiet and private dude. He was never front and center in Van Halen. In fact, he was in the back. He was in the rear and center because he was behind those drums. When people talk about legendary drummers, it's weird to me that you don't hear people talking so much about Alex Van Halen.
He's pretty overshadowed by his brother's guitar playing.
Yeah, but I mean, when people talk about drummers, you know,
Right, I
people
know,
like
but-
legendary drummers, there's a handful of names that always come up. But Alex Van Halen, I mean, this guy was just a beast. And he's got a book coming out that I'm sure is largely about his relationship with Eddie. It's called Brothers. It's an old picture of him and Eddie on the cover, but I can't wait to read that. 300 pages. Alex Van Halen is 70 years old as of last year. Yeah, love that guy. He's just kicking it in his house. He's just spending his money. October 22nd, Alex Van Halen's book is going to be out. This is what you're thinking of, Bill. We used to play this song all the time on the show.
That's probably it.
Yeah.
It must be. It couldn't be anything else.
When we would talk about bakery, right?
Yeah. Probably how, like, oh, I don't like pound cake. Too thick. Too heavy. It makes me feel full. I
You
hate
talking about
feeling
me?
full. Yeah, no, I'm talking about Mary.
Too
Of course I'm
thick.
talking about you.
Oh. All right, but
Mary and I have never said, I'm too full.
you've never said that.
Not on this show.
I'm in private. You had to have said it in private, like at a holiday or something where you're just lying back and you unbuckle your pants and you're patting, you know, your
I'm gonna
girth.
throw up.
What?
I'm gonna puke. I said
Right.
that.
Right. Well, that's saying the same thing. I'm not averse to a pound cake. I haven't had some in quite a while, but I would.
I still feel like there's something else we're missing.
I mean, we used to have a kid on the show that we called Pound Cake. Is that what you're thinking of?
Probably not.
Oh.
Oh, I actually miss that kid a lot.
I do have a huge penis.
Uh-huh.
And that's why.
Let me watch you poop. Ow!
Get him a star on the Walk of Fame.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Confiscated.
All right, anyway, I don't know how the hell we... Oh, Sammy Hagar got that
Sam
star
Hagar, yeah.
on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Samuel Hagar. You're thinking of that song Lemon Pound Cake that Afro Man wrote. That's what you're thinking of.
Or whatever.
Yes, poor Afro Man
was
down
great.
there in Columbus, right? He was just trying to
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, I'm sorry,
Cincinnati.
Hamilton County. Just have some fun down there. And they broke right into his house. Holy mackerel. Yeah, dude, when I was a kid and I was heavily into Van Halen, I mean, one of the first albums that I kind of tried to play, I taught myself for probably a good 18 months before I started taking drum lessons. And so I just kind of had, didn't have my rudiments down. I wasn't a very nuanced player, but I just wanted to play rock and roll. And my mom had handed me a stack of albums, and Van Halen 1 was in that stack of albums. And it would have been impossible to play as a beginner. It would have been impossible to play those songs.
I picked it up right away.
I didn't have a problem either.
Well, you guys are preternaturally talented. I'm not one of those people. I'm not somebody who is naturally talented at anything.
It probably has something to do with when you were born. When was your birthday again, Alan?
I don't know, Bill. I don't ever talk about my birthday. I don't want to hear about my birthday. But that's Hot for Teacher, right? I mean, when 1984 came out, last album that they had done with David Lee Roth, and every drummer on the planet was trying to replicate Hot for Teacher. But he had all these off-time, kind of half-shuffle moves, and double bass was simple enough. But when you threw in all of these other flourishes, Alex Van Halen, just fantastic. Well, anyway, I've got to take a break here. If you want to get a text in, 35192, I'm going to have those Descendants and Circle Jerk